What's going on, guys? Just chilling and the fucking on the grassy oval. I haven't done one of these in 3 weeks. It's set on YouTube, so I felt like making one, just giving you an update on my life. Update of my life. The interesting thing is that what is the interesting thing? The interesting thing is that if you know, people were to walk past and I'm just going, yeah, I'll give you an update on my life. I mean, that's boring, isn't it? It's quite boring. It's like, oh yeah, an update on your life. Really fucking good. But isn't it amazing that we are all living individual, unique lives? We are all living different lives, but the one who is living it is the same one in everyone, which is a very weird thing to think about. Anyway, I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. All I'm saying is that I don't even fucking know what I'm saying. Let me change that lighting because the sun is coming in. So basically, fucking hell, sun's coming in. Be gone soon. Lots of clouds. So where am I in my life? What is going on? I mean, the reason why it is actually quite an interesting thing, the life that people live, is because it is it's life. It's a miracle. It's sort of like, you know, I'm not the one that is in control. I'm just sort of the witness. I'm just sort of the spectator of my life. Let me change that once again. I'm just sort of the spectator of my life, and so that's why I mean, I'm just sort of giving you the details of what I'm experiencing as the experiencer. I don't fucking hell. What the fuck am I saying? It's hard to explain shit. But yeah. Anyway. Fucking hell. Nearly 4 minutes and I've just been talking nonsense. Oh, this is all part of the journey. This is all part of the thing. The point that I want to get to in my life, or just life in general, is to see the miracle of existence in every moment. This doesn't mean that I won't experience pain or anger or frustration or sadness or whatever. Because I mean, like I said, a lot of the time, like, we think we're in control of our life, but I mean, if we were in control of our life, don't you think we would control ourselves to be happy? Don't you think we would choose happiness over all these other fucking negative emotions that come into our field? So in a lot of ways, we don't really have much control over how we are. A lot of the time, emotions just consume us, and, you know, we didn't choose that. We didn't choose that. And so these things happen. It's like outside of your control. It's like, it's just something that whatever existence is has given you. It's So anyway, I want to get to the point, which is not really, it's interesting because it's something that happens right here. It's not really something that I have to work towards to get to. In a sense, yes. In a sense, a lot of meditation would do the trick. But the thing is, I have many like fucking quick experiences where it's just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm living, I am like experiencing this happening. Like, forget the fact that it's like, oh shit, I'm living, or oh shit, there's, yeah, it's just aliveness. It's not like me or that, it's the whole thing. It's just like, there is something rather than nothing, and I am that something. It's fucking crazy. And it's like, this is reality, and it's just me. And not in a sort of solipsistic sense where it's just like everything and everyone is just, it's just made out of me, like I'm the only one. In a sense, that's what it is, but also that's not what it is. Because it's this emptiness, it's the thing that is witnessing everything. It's not my conceptual self. It's not who I think I am. That's everything. It's just this sort of existence that is everything. But I am that existence, and so are you, whoever's watching this. But it's not who you think you are the majority of the time, probably. You know, you've got these thoughts of who you are. You've got these concepts of who you are. But go beyond yourself. And what is there? It's just experience. It's just experience. There isn't really such a thing as you here and that out there. Because the only way that you can experience this out here, touching shit, smelling it, looking at the detail, the only way you can do all this is through your senses, through the touch, through smell, through sight, through hearing the rustles of the jacket. So it's all senses. It's all senses. And then you may say, well, what about other people then? Other people experience this reality too. So there must be us and that, and there must be an objective reality. And this is a tricky one, I guess, yeah, because that's true. However, the only way they can perceive the outside world is through their senses as well. And the only way that any of us can even know our senses, can even feel or smell or hear or see, is because we're aware. It's because we know it. We exist. And whatever this is, you know, this whole reality that we're in could be a simulation. It could be the whole universe is actually just a grain of salt on a fucking turtle's back in another fucking universe. Whatever it is, we're here. It's real. It doesn't make this any less real. And the reality is existence. It's like some people say, bro, what if reality isn't real? Bro, reality isn't even real, it's just a simulation. That may be just a simulation. But it doesn't make it any less real. Everything's real. And the realness is existence. The realness is that, is knowing, is that I fucking sound really fucking crazy here. It's because I'm in a sort of crazy mood at the moment. But what I'm saying is reality is consciousness. It's your own consciousness. However, it's not your own. It's not your consciousness and my consciousness. It's just consciousness. It's one. And this is very tricky, really, to get your head around. But existence or reality is consciousness. And we like to sort of objectify consciousness. We like to make consciousness a thing, an object. But if you become conscious of consciousness itself, it is nothing. There's nothing there. There's no properties. The thing is becoming aware of consciousness, or becoming aware of awareness itself, is the same thing as just being aware or just being conscious, because you can't be conscious of consciousness. When someone says to you, or you think to yourself, okay, just be aware that you are aware. Let me change that. Let me change the sky. So be aware that you are aware. Be aware that you're aware. Be conscious of the fact that you are conscious right now. Not your thoughts, not your emotions, not your outside world, your sight, your hearing, your touch. The only way you can know all these things is because you're conscious. And so what is that? We have an image in our heads of who we are. However, how do we even know that in the first place? How can we even conjure up an image in the first place? It's because we're aware of it. And so, when you become conscious of being conscious, what tends to happen is you become conscious more of your senses. A lot of the time people are lost in their thoughts, lost in an emotion, and they think that they are the thoughts that are happening. They think that the emotion that they're in, that's them. But if you bring the one who's experiencing those things to the forefront, and the emotions and the thoughts to the background, you're still there. You are not the emotion or the thoughts. You're the one that is just witnessing them, just being aware of them. And this is the one that stays around. It's one that's been with you for all your life. Just be aware that you're aware. So being aware that you're aware is just being aware. You can't go in any further. It is existence itself. So yeah, like I said, is that being aware that you're aware, what tends to happen when you try to do that is you just become aware of your senses, because that's the only thing that you're aware of. And you try and get behind that, but you can't. But that is, this is sort of the I guess this is mindfulness, right? You know, being aware that you're aware puts you straight into a mindful state of everything, really, of all that you're experiencing. You know, a lot of mindfulness techniques is just like following your breath, which is good when you're starting out, because it helps you focus and anchor that awareness. But really what it comes down to is you want to be, this is how I feel about it anyway, is that you want to be mindful of all your senses at the same time as fast as you can. You want to be able to, you know, switch it up, have laser beam focus on every sort of sense, perception. Because this is true being. This is being truly present. Is sort of, you know, if you're not aware of any particular thing, you just want to be aware of being aware, which is just being aware. You just want to be present and experiencing whatever is. This is something really fucking mind-boggling and trippy, because it seems like a lot of people are just, you know, they forget themselves. It seems, you know, like, fuck this lighting, oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people forget themselves. You know, they sort of, you know, they have a concept of who they are. They've got a story of who they are, which is basically just their past, right? But it's just the character you're playing this time round. It's not who you are. It's a part of who you are. But this body with these thoughts and emotions is just part of sensation. It's just senses. But we like to cling to our thoughts that conceptualize who we are, who we think we are. And we do that with you know, our behaviors of where we've been and what we get up to, you know, like, you know, you might identify with what job you have, your sort of mental state, or I'm depressed, or I'm anxious, or I'm confident, or I'm shy. or how much money you have. I'm poor, I'm rich, all these labels, you know. But who is the one that can even know any of these labels? It's the knowing itself. It's you who knows it. Okay, I feel like I'm just fucking grasping at what's the fucking saying? Just feel like this is slipping through my fingers now. I feel like I've exhausted what I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, this is it. Is that you are existence itself, but not who you think you are the majority of the time, which is this story about yourself. That's just thoughts. That's just another sensation. You're the one that is beneath the sensation, witnessing that sensation. And this is where I want to be. This is what I'm talking about, is that I want to be in this space, in this place of the miracle that is life, that is existence. The very fact that there's something rather than nothing. It's just, it's amazing. People have forgotten this. They're too focused on their problems that are just actually thoughts. They're too focused on it. And I am too. That's the thing. This is why I want to transcend it, but not push it away, because that's not doing it. It's so accepting it. It's really difficult though when thoughts come in that just sort of really hijack your awareness, and you start feeling shit in your body, and it's really fucking stressful, you know. Stress, it's like, you know, for me a big thing is people, you know. It's just I've always had a sort of hard time with expressing myself around people. And you know, I mean, there's this man here with his dogs that are walking around, and you know, I'm trying to keep this awareness going. And it's interesting because I'm keeping this awareness going, and I can really see that all these thoughts come in and feelings in my body, and I just go, oh shit, and the fear consumes me. Right? Because it's a, you know, I'm filming this in a public place. I mean, not a whole lot of people come around here. Nevertheless, it is a, yeah, it's just a subconscious belief rooted within me that tells me you can't be filming in public. What are people going to think of you? And just a whole lot of thoughts, and I can feel it in my body. My heart starts racing, and my thoughts are like, you know, it's a habit. It's a habitual pattern within me, which I really want to break out of. But yeah, I can see some of the time, if I can keep this level of awareness, that I am not that. It's just a pattern that's within me. But a lot of the time, I get sucked into it, and it's really hard to sort of know who I actually am, because I go straight to that feeling, and my awareness is just, I forget who I am. I'm no longer watching my thoughts or watching the senses. It's just, yeah. It takes a lot of presence, a lot of awareness to break out of this, to break out of these habitual negative patterns. Because really, it is just me projecting this on to reality. It's not true. And this is the thing, I start believing in these thoughts and feelings. Believing that this is true, like this is reality. Like people come around and walk and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm filming a video and I'm expressing myself. This is something that I don't do often. Like this is I'm in danger, this is a threat to me. But that's just my projection onto reality, thinking that it is reality, but I forget that it's not reality. You know, a lot of people think that, oh, you know, this is the way the world is. It's like, no, that's your thoughts about the world. That's not how the world is. That's just you putting your own perceptions onto the world. That's you. And so there we go. This is my sort of segue into my next thing I want to talk about. It's a long video. I just want to sit down and have a chat. Okay, there's not a whole lot of clouds coming in at the moment. It's one big fat one, but keep it like that. So basically, this sort of like two separate paths. One path is realizing who you actually are, which is just existence, which is reality, which is the emptiness. It's what I've been talking about. The one that knows experience, the one that knows your senses. Enlightenment, really. But you can be enlightened, but still have a sort of neurotic personality. You know, this body and mind can still be the same, you know. You can realize who you are, but still have this personality that you're watching that has these habitual patterns going on. And so this is the other path, the path of trying to reprogram your personality, your ego. And so I've done a little bit of both, you know. Been doing a bit of meditation, you know. I mean, how long have I been meditating for? Checking my watch. Been meditating every day for nearly 6 months. Started with 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 15, then 20. And so I've been pretty much doing 20 minutes a day, sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes only 10. That's rare though. It's usually 20 minutes a day is the average, which is getting back in touch with who I truly am, which is the knower, the watcher, the experiencer of experience, not the experience itself, not any emotion or thought, the one that's watching that. Anyway, been there, done that. So this is sort of going down this path, which is the recognition of your true self. But then there's the other part, which is reprogramming these emotions and thoughts. And like I said before, it's there are some patterns within me that really sort of hijack my awareness, and I forget who I am. And there's layers to realizing who you are. There's definitely deeper and deeper layers. But I think if you feel caught up and you forget who you are, then you just can ask that question, or just tell yourself, be aware that you're aware. And then you're instantly, instead of being, say, the fear, you're just the one that's watching the fear. And you realize that you're safe and it's okay. It's okay where you're at. But anyway, so yeah, it's interesting. So some people go straight to sort of a direct path, which is realizing your true self and not worrying about, who you are as a person. Just going beyond that. Some people go the other route, which is just, they've got no clue of that they can really even find out of their true nature, and they just go down this sort of personality route of just self-improvement, trying to become better, trying to unlearn these bullshit patterns that we've learnt. But what I'm trying to do is basically both at the same time. I'm trying to build my character, build my personality into the best version that I can be, but also at the same time realize that that's not me, because that's going to die. And what is beneath that is actually me. And so, I don't know really what I'm talking about here, but this is sort of what's going in my mind. An interesting thing as well is that when going down this sort of route of realizing who you are, you can sort of get lost with that, and then you forget who you are, and then you conceptualize that sort of route back into your personality, and then that can be really fucking hard to express to people. So, I would say keep these things a bit separate until you're really at a stage where you just feel like really fucking confident within yourself. Because I've definitely, felt that I can't talk to people about this sort of spiritual shit that I'm feeling, because my personality doesn't agree with it. My personality shuts that off. It's like, no, I can't be expressing this sort of thing. And then that makes me question if it's even real. But I'm at the point where it's like, no, this whatever this shit is, it is real, because I'm here. Existence is existing. And yeah, so keeping these things separate for a bit can be a wise move for some characters, for some personalities. I don't know, I feel like I could express that sort of idea a bit more clearer. But anyway, so what I really want to do to sort of upgrade this personality, make it the best version of myself, of itself, is really expression. I think that this is sort of the main thing that it comes down to, personality-wise, going down this route, is you got two sides of the same coin, which is repression and expression. And I would identify my personality as repressed. There's a lot of fucking shit that I repress. And I'm sure a lot of people fucking repress. A lot of people are fucking repressed. No one is really fucking true to themselves. You can see this. You can see this when you walk down the street. People give you those fake smiles. For a split second, they smile and then they go back into their miserable face. It's fake as fuck. And I can see that they're just trying to be happy and compassionate. They're trying to be like, you know, this is what I should do or whatever. I can see the predicament that we're all in, that we want to be free. We want to be fucking free. But we're oppressed as fuck. You know, most of us have been taught to sit down, shut the fuck up, listen to me, your voice doesn't matter, your opinion doesn't matter, the things that you want to express is not valid. And so, we repress all these urges within us. But these urges that we have is our nature. This is our human nature. The anger that arises within us, the joy that arises within us, the sadness that arises within us is true, but we distrust this. We distrust it within ourselves, and we don't act upon it. We don't express it. And I'm not saying, say if you've got anger, you need to go express it onto someone and be angry at somebody. It's not anyone's fault that you feel this. There's no one to blame, but you do have to let this shit out. And you know? We hold so much fucking bullshit within ourselves because we've suppressed it down within us, because we're told it's not valid, it's not appropriate. You see kids doing what they're naturally supposed to do, which is running around and screaming and fucking touching shit. And then you see the parents be like, no, shut up, you can't be doing this, you know, stay still, sit down, shush. And what does this do? This makes us distrust our own emotions, our own natural urges that have come from the natural laws of nature. My battery's running low, which is annoying. I could talk on for a bit while now, but we need to release these feelings within us because they're true. they are valid. They're in our human nature. We need to scream, we need to laugh, we need to cry. But we repress that. And it doesn't just go away. That energy gets stored within our bodies and it fucking depresses us. And we just become this sort of neutral, glum, mundane, boring piece of energy. It's just repressed energy that needs to come out. So anyway, I'm on a mission to do this, and I won't go into it too much because my battery is about to die. But I am on a mission to express my personality, express these emotions that nature has given me, that are real, that need to be expressed. Going on a mission to express these. I'm going on a mission to go to the limits of how I can express myself. I don't know. Here we go. It's happening. Things are gonna happen. Realize who you are, which is the one that is experiencing experience, and then improve your personality, improve this character. 2 tasks.